Neku Sakuraba finds himself in the middle of the city where he suddenly receives a message saying that he is in the Death Reaper game. He must survive for 7 days or he dies. The story begins with Neku Sakuraba, a young boy who still feels guilty about his best friend's death a few years ago. Since then, he stopped trusting others and became antisocial. His life changed on the day he opened his eyes in the middle of Shibuya in a different world. No one can see or hear him and he can't recall anything else besides his name. His phone starts to ring and a message asks him to reach building 104 in an hour. Suddenly, a bunch of demonic frogs called Noise appear and start to attack him. Fortunately, he's saved by Shiki, who asks him to form a pact with her. They hold hands and form a partnership that allows them to use a power called Psyches. Neku is scared of dying and starts to use his Psych Fire power with ease. After erasing a Noise on the street, he jumps on the building and sweeps away the rest of the noise. Shiki explains they are players of a game managed by the Reapers, and their only way to escape this game is by enduring and surviving it for the next 7 days. They encounter 2 Reapers with black wings who reveal their job is to eliminate as many players as possible. Before Neku can react, he starts feeling dizzy and opens his eyes at the same spot where he started. Day 2 begins, and to Neku's displeasure, Shiki is still there with him. She explains to him how they're trapped in a parallel world and can't interact with humans, but they can read their thoughts by touching them. At that same moment, they end up meeting 2 other players, Beat and Rhyme. Before get a new message with their second mission, they must set the cursed statue free. Noise appears around the statue and Neku rushes in alone to clear the mission. Shiki asks him to fight as a group, but he rejects the idea as other people will only drag him down. He's just fighting recklessly until he's surrounded by Noise, who are attracted by his anger. He doesn't understand why he feels so angry and unleashes his firepower to clear the mission alone. The Reapers notice it and try to take advantage of his negative feelings and offer him a deal. His mission is to kill Shiki. If he completes it, he will be released from the game. If he fails to complete it, he will die. Neku starts to be possessed by the Noise and tries to strangle Shiki with his power. He gets stopped by another player, Hankoma, who reveals that only 1 mission can be given to them per day. Furthermore, Hankoma tells Neku he needs to work with teammates if he wants to survive and leave the game. Neku falls unconscious and opens his eyes on the 3rd day of the game. He apologizes to Shiki and they get a new mission. They have to fight the Master Noise at the O East Concert Hall. On reaching the hall, they encounter a huge number of noises, and notice the Master Noise is between them. Neku tries to fight alone, but he can't defeat the powerful Master Noise like this. The beast attacks Neku, but he is saved by Beat and Rhyme, who came to help. Neku finally realizes the power of teamwork and agrees to combine his power with Shiki. They attack the Noise together from opposite sides and finish it off. After the fight, Shiki suggests the 4 should form a team to complete the missions together. Neku doesn't refuse, as they don't seem like they will drag him down. The 5th day starts with another mission waiting for them. They need to gather people at the Scramble Crossing. The time is short, so Neku suggests a shortcut. Instead of attracting people one by one, Neku uses mind manipulation on a famous idol, Oji. He makes Oji call the public at the Scramble Crossing. Neku is happy for the success of his plan, but the sky suddenly turns dark and shoots thunderbolts. Neku protects Shiki, but a bunch of other players gets erased. He knows he completed the mission, but at the same time, he feels responsible for the other players' deaths. Shiki suddenly starts behaving strangely when her real-life friend Iri passes by her. Shiki always looked up to her and was afraid of her opinion. In contrast, Iri actually admires Shiki's talent in designing. She wanted to pursue fashion designing with her friend. But when Shiki died, Iri gave up on her dream. Hearing this, Shiki burst into tears. She wants to return back to her friend. Neku is stunned, he doesn't understand it. That's when Shiki tells him about the reality of this game. The players are people who died in the real world and want to return. They need to win the game if they want to reincarnate back into their previous selves. Neku becomes even more curious about his own death and why he can't remember it. Shiki believes that he used his memory as his entry fee. She lost her real appearance and entered the game with Iri's face. The fee to enter the game is the thing someone values the most. Day 6 starts. The players receive their new mission to reach the Tower Records. Beat and Rhyme reach there first and get attacked by the Noise. It's a huge shark. Rhyme sacrifices herself to save Beat. He cannot believe he lost his partner, forcing Hankoma to take him away. The noise is then left with Neku and Shiki. The master noise eats the smaller ones and gets bigger. Neku uses solo attacks to erase the smaller noise. Neku and Shiki combine their powers to create a huge attack and sweep away the master noise. On the 7th day, Neku receives the mission to defeat the game master at the expressway. On reaching there, he encounters a Reaper who turns himself into a huge beast. The duo attacks him from all sides, but the strikes have no effect. The beast gets enraged and starts throwing thunderbolts. They do their best to dodge it and start gathering their powers to boost their energy and create powerful strikes. Neku gives the final blow and erases the beast. The game is finally over, and they meet the conductor of the game, Kitanechi. He says that there can be only one winner, Shiki, as she showed more growth. He offers Neku another chance to play the game, or he can become a Reaper. Neku doesn't want to be a heartless Reaper, so he agrees to replay. Unfortunately, once again, he needs to pay a heavy entry fee. As soon as he says yes, Shiki starts to disappear. This time, she's the entry fee, because she became the most valuable thing to him. He's thrown back into the game and gets his first mission. However, he can't attack without a partner. But Neku gets saved by another player named Yashiya. He offers Neku to form a pact with him. The partnership helps Neku regain his psyches. He uses the power to attack the noise and defeat them in no time. Afterward, all the players reach 104, where they find the game master Shu Minamoto. He's different from other Reapers and gives missions in the form of puzzles, killing several players in the process. Neku combines his strength with Yashiya. Their opposite power of fire and ice creates a huge impact, killing all the noise. Day 2 starts. The next mission looks like a math problem. Surprisingly, Yashiya knows a lot about the game and guides Neku. Neku's previous entry fee starts to get refunded, and he starts to remember his past life, when he was still a carefree teenager. This refund also signifies that he can save Shiki, but only if he wins the game. Until he can achieve his goal, he needs Yashiya's help, regardless of how suspicious he is. The countdown disappears, and the day ends without a mission. Day 3 has started, but Neku hasn't received a mission. Yashiya sends him a fake mission and makes him rush to the cafe. This place is owned by Hankoma. Just like Yashiya, he's a special human that can interact with players and Reapers. Neku starts getting suspicious of them, but in the end, he can't leave them. Yashiya takes him to the place that's radiating high negative energy. It is caused by the pins worn by the public. They are designed by a graffiti artist, Cat. As the design resembles the player's pin, Neku wonders if Cat is the Reaper's game's composer. But first, he wants to know how he died. Day 4 also ends without a mission. Neku takes this chance to visit Utagawa, the place where he died. Neku gets to Utagawa. This place takes him back in time. While observing the graffiti there, Neku remembers his death. He was admiring the artist's work when someone pointed a gun at him. It was no other than Yashiya. He was the one who killed Neku. Neku can't believe he was with his killer all this time. This fact makes him angry, and he shouts at Yashiya. Unfortunately, he can't change his partner. His main priority is saving Shiki, but Yashiya seems calm and promises to help him win the game. In exchange, Neku has to help him locate the composer. Neku is stunned, but a Reaper was observing this battle and shouts at Yashiya that he's not dead. Unlike other players, Yashiya is alive. He sneaked into the game for fun. All he wants is to meet the composer. Neku is filled with anger. He doesn't understand how someone can think this cruel game is fun. But at the same time, he knows that he has to ignore it, as he needs to focus on saving Shiki. Day 6 has started, and they need to defeat the bosses at the Utagawa. On their way, another player rushes towards Neku and dies in his arms. After her death, Neku and Yashiya are the only players left. Neku has always been an introvert who doesn't trust others, but in this game, he met a lot of good people who helped him. His heart breaks every time he watches someone die, but he must continue. On his way further, he finds the Reapers fighting with the taboo noise. Despite them being the enemies, Neku jumps in the fight and helps the Reapers defeat the noise. Afterwards, he rushes to Utagawa. Neku takes down the regular one while Yashiya erases the taboo noise. They have made it to the last day. Now, they have to beat Shu at the Mark City building. They enter the building, but a bunch of noise attack them. Surprisingly, the Reapers decide to help them as a payback for saving them. Even Beat, who became a Reaper, he still cares about Neku and wants to help him in his own way. Neku and Yashiya make it to the roof and meet Shu. Suddenly, Neku starts seeing his past. Someone was behind him when Yashiya pointed his gun at him. It was Shu. He shot Neku and killed him. And all this time, Neku kept hating Yashiya for no reason. Shu throws them into a dark dimension. There he transforms into a beast and starts attacking. The solo strikes are ineffective on him. Neku combines his strength with Yashiya. greatly improving their bond and power because the misunderstanding was cleared. They create a huge fireball and throw it at the beast. Shu is defeated in the dimension, but he's still alive outside. He creates a huge strike and points it toward Neku, but Yoshia gets in the way and takes the attack on himself. He tells Neku to go and save Shiki. Neku wins the game and meets Kitaneji, who reveals that he cannot approve Neku's win, because Yoshia was alive, not dead. Therefore, he proposes one last game. This is Neku's last chance to save Shiki, reincarnate, and live a better life. The game starts, but Neku is the only player. He can't find a partner to fight. The noise attacks him from all sides. He gets suffocated, and almost gets to the edge of dying. Suddenly, Beat jumps in and forms a pact with Neku. They attack together and clear the mission. Beat tells Neku that if they defeat the composer, they can take his place and get the power to bring people back to life. They head to Shibuya River and encounter the current game master, Kanishi. She has come to take away Beat's entry fee, a noise created by Hankoma with the last bit of Rhyme's soul. They only have one mission for the next 6 days, to find Kanishi and defeat her. An emergency alert is announced for all Reapers. They have to erase the 2 players. Neku and Beat fight all the Reapers on the way and reach the concert hall. There, Neku meets the Rockstar Reaper he helped earlier. According to the orders, the Reaper has to attack, but he plays easy on them. Neku and Beat defeat him in minutes. Before they leave, the Reaper gives them a key pin. The next day, Neku opens his eyes and goes out to find Beat, who's standing on the street staring at the flowers. It's the place where he died. Rhyme was Beat's younger sister, who died with him in an accident. She lost her memory about his brother as an entry fee. Despite that, she still sacrificed herself to save Beat. Neku feels sad and tries to cheer him up. They promise to bring Shiki and Rhyme back, and to do so, they need to search for Kanishi. 2 Reapers catch them and offer to give Rhyme back if they get defeated. The Reapers attack with guns and shoot from all sides. Neku dodges the attacks and combines his powers with Beat to create huge water waves. The Reapers get drowned and accept their defeat. As promised, they hand Rhyme back, but she disappears right away. This was just a fake one, created to waste the player's time. Their only hope is to find Kanishi and get Rhyme back. 4 days have passed, and they haven't found Kanishi. They keep searching different places, and they rush towards the river, but they get blocked by Shu, who has revived from a portal Hankoma created. This demonic reincarnation gave taboo powers to Shu. Neku tries to fight him, but he's the strongest enemy he ever encountered. Shu wants to become the next composer, and is ready to kill anyone who comes in his way. He creates a huge power ball and throws it at Neku and Beat. They fall unconscious and wake up a day later. They rush to the river pass once again, but Shu has made it earlier. Kanishi appears from Beat's shadow and makes a deal with Shu to let him fight the composer. She then takes Neku and Beat high over the city. They are standing on an invisible floor. Kanishi takes her demon form and attacks the players. Neku tries to attack her with a fireball, but fails. Kanishi creates a clone of herself and injures Neku. Beat can't let more people die. His emotions boost his power, and he succeeds to free Rhyme. Afterward, he combines his powers with Neku and powers Rhyme up, who attacks Kanishi's shadow and defeat her. The game has ended, and Neku finally meets Shiki again. Beat also gets his sister back. They all are finally together, but this is not the end. Suddenly the dimension starts to crack and takes them into the Room of Reckoning. Kitaneji uses a red pin to hypnotize Shiki while he transforms into a dragon. Shiki has lost her mind and creates multiple noises to attack Neku. In defense, he combines his strength with Beat and builds long, powerful chains. Neku ties up the noises and throws them at Kitaneji. His goal is to recreate Shibuya in his own way. Neku used to wear headphones to avoid people, but he was wrong. There are also people out there whom he can trust. For the sake of them, he will not let Shibuya get destroyed. Kitaneji turns into a 3-headed dragon and breathes fire on Neku. He dodges the attack and throws fireballs back. The dragon's body is like metal armor that shields away all attacks. The dragon shoots back, but Neku is not alone anymore. He got his friends beside him. Beat ties up the dragon with his chains, while Neku weakens it with firebombs. They combine their strength, and Neku converts it into a powerful strike. Kitaneji is defeated, and it's time to meet the composer. Surprisingly, it turns out to be Yoshia. He's Neku's real killer. He wanted someone to play the Reaper's game in his place. He hands over a gun to Neku. Whoever shoots first after the countdown wins. Neku has reached this far just by trusting his partners. Instead of being selfish, he wants to trust again. He reveals he trusts Yoshia and drops the gun. But nevertheless, Yoshia shoots him and Neku falls on the ground. Neku opens his eyes back in real life and finally gets to meet and live beside the real Shiki. This is all for this anime. Give the video a like, and I will see you in the next minutes.